while creating this high level design and all, they are also going to consider that what should be the schedule. Okay, what should be the schedule of this whole coding and testing, or you can say in short, like whole software to be built and to be tested when it is to be released. Okay, then after that, what should be the budget. Okay, all those negotiations and all these all things are also done in this phase. Okay, and the document which is prepared over here is known as your project plan document. Okay. Kathy, it is not always that it would be only the functional specification. The non-functional specifications are also written over here. Okay. For other people who don't have the knowledge of functional and non-functional specifications, don't worry about it, because we would be dealing with all these things later on in our sessions. Okay. So not a problem. Now after this, the coding phase, it will come into the scene. Okay. Now over here, what is done? The coding phase, the programs are written, or you can also say the coding is done. Okay. And who will do that? Obviously your developers, you can say, or you can also say as them as the coders, anything that you want. And the document that is prepared over here, it is known as your source code in the technical terms. Okay. So that is the source code which is being prepared, or in simple terms you also call them as the programs. Now after this comes the testing phase. Now over here in the testing phase also, there are a lot many things which are being involved. See, before doing the testing, you have to create a plan for the testing. Okay. Then some documents are also prepared in testing, like your use case documents, which all we would be doing in our sessions. Okay. So that would be your use case documents, then writing down the test cases, then preparing the test data and all. Okay. So these all things are also included in testing. But for now, we'll take it as a whole. So what is done over here? That all thing we'll learn in the later sessions. That all I'll tell you. And who all are the people who are involved? So we testers would be are involved, and what all documents we are going to prepare. There are also a lot many documents, as I told you, a lot many documents will be prepared, and we'll study in detail about all these documents. Okay. And then after that comes the release phase. Okay. Now what is done in the release phase? You have to deploy the things. Okay. So basically it is nothing but the deployment. Okay. So what you are going to do in the deployment, whatever things you have prepared, or whatever software you have, your coders have coded and your testers have tested, then all the software, it is being first tested over there in your company. Okay. And if it is being approved, then it is released, or you can also say it is being deployed to the client section for usage. Okay. And we'll later study that while the softwares are deployed to the client, it is not like the software is made available for use to each and everyone. First it is for like you can say some, it is given to some 10 to 15 people at one go, so that it is first tested by the clients also, and once they have approved it, then they release it into the market to be used by the wholesome people. Okay. So who all are the people who would be involved in the release phase? It is actually a combined effort. Okay. So it depends upon your project managers whom they want to be present over there while the release is done. So basically that is a combined effort which is done. And once the release is done, so the document that you are going to prepare in the release is the manual documents are prepared. What are the manuals documents are nothing but the manuals that you give with the software, that is how to use the software, with which things it would be compatible, with which things it won't be compatible. Okay, so the user guide in simple terms, what you say. Okay, so the user guides that you provide are nothing but the documents that you have to prepare with the while releasing the software. Then after that, last is the maintenance phase, wherein you will have to give the maintenance of the software if your user come across any of the problems while using the software. Okay, if you have released the software to the client side, and when his persons are using the software, if they come across any or some of the other issues, then that would go in the maintenance phase. Or if suppose say after a period of time, um, the client comes up to you and he asks for some additional functionality, suppose say over here in Gmail only. Okay, taking this as an example. So now my client comes back to me and now he asks me that I should also include the functionalities as say the trash functionality should also be included over there. Okay, or some junk functionality should be included. Okay, so these all things can be done later on in the maintenance phase. Okay, so over here, that is the documents which are prepared would be done for the future use. So that again has to go through the whole process of the requirement and designing. So we won't consider these things over here. Okay, but for now, do you get a clear idea that what all things and what all are the phases and who all are the people who would be involved around here for making the software, and what all are the documents that you need to prepare? Yes, anyone, any question regarding this thing? Okay, so just let me repeat up with the things one more time. So what all are the things that we need to do in the software development life cycle? What all are the phases? Firstly, you'll have to collect all the requirements. Okay, and these requirements, these are nothing but the business requirements which are collected by the BA people, that is the business analyst people. Okay, now once the requirements are collected by the business analyst, then he document those requirements in a document which is known as the business requirement document. Clear? Once the business requirement document, it is being approved by the client that the requirement is proper enough, then it is being given for the high level designing to the project managers. Then over there, the project managers, they will create the project plan document. Okay, now in this project plan document, scheduling is also done. Okay, so it should also include your scheduling portion. Okay, and budget, that is also included in your project plan document. Then after that comes the coding phase, wherein your coders or the developers, you could say, are involved, wherein they would code the software or code the things, code the requirements which are given by the users. Once the coding is being done, and that document that is being prepared over here, it is in simple terms you call it as the programs, but in the technical terms you call it as the source code. Once the things are ready, it is being given for testing, wherein the testers would be involved. Now what they are going to do, what documents they are going to prepare, that we have to study in much more detail, and that would take up whole of the sessions which we have to deal with. Okay, so we'll discuss about all those things later on in the sessions. Then after that comes the release phase, wherein the things are, or wherein the softwares, they are being deployed to the clients. Now once you are deploying the software to the clients, it is not necessary that at one go they are going to release the same software to the market, into the market, to the end users. What they will firstly do, they will first use the software, or they will have a group of people in their team only who will be using their software for some time, so that if there are some issues which are not caught by you, they could be able to catch those issues before releasing the software to the end users. Okay. So once the software is being released to the client, it is being released with the help of the combined efforts of the team which is involved in making the software and testing the software. Then over there, some user manuals are also released. The document which you are going to release to the client, that is called as your manuals, or the user manuals, or the user guides, whatever you want to say. Then comes the maintenance phase, wherein you will, if there are some minor issues regarding the software, or if you have to do some upgradations or anything, then these things are being taken care until in your maintenance phase. Okay, so this is regarding the very simple thing that I have given you, or a very simple example of Gmail application. Now can you tell me, taking these steps only, okay, let us take online banking application, okay, wherein what all are the basic modules that you think online banking includes in itself, so that we can discuss these things in much more detail, or that should become much more clear to each and everyone. Okay, so in online banking, what should happen? What are the basic modules? Yes, Kathy?
It should be where they ask you for your user ID and your PIN.
Mm-hmm. Then what you are going to do, if you are, suppose say you are entering your valid user ID and PIN, then what should happen?
And then what should happen is after you use your user ID and PIN,
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to ask you for a password.
Sorry, then they are?
Once you're there, then you should see a screen with your account information.
Yes, exactly. So if you are entering with the valid ID and password, if you are able to log in properly into the online application, then you should be able to see your account summary, right? Or your account details should be visible to you. Okay, then, and if suppose say I now want to pay some bills. Okay. Mm-hmm.
There there should be a link that you, allows you to click on the link. It should have Pay My Bills link, and you should be able to click on that link,
Mm-hmm.
and then it should take you to another page where you can pay your bills online. I've never paid my bills online, so I'm not sure, but
Okay.
I think
So,
that's
but
how
this
it
is
works.
what you, no, though you have not paid it, but this is what you think of if I say
Yes,
that you should be able to pay the bills online. Okay.
yes,
This is
yes.
what you can think of. Okay, sure. That's good enough.
Okay.
Okay. So, firstly, what should I expect from an online banking application? That it should enable me to log in into the application if I am giving my valid ID and password. Okay. Then if suppose say there should be some that it should give me some authorities, or it should give me some usages, like I should be able to pay my bills online over there. Okay. Then after that, if I want to do some, so that is one part that I want from my online application. Okay. That I should be able to pay my bills. Then after that, I also want that I should able to transfer some funds if I want to. Okay. And obviously I should be able to check the summary, my account summary. Okay. So my account summary should be visible to me, and I should be able to check it. Okay. Then if I have done all the things, then I should be able to log out successfully also. Okay. Because I don't want that my application is visible to each like to some other person also. Okay. So logout is also a very important functionality that I should have to take care of. Now, do you think that when the user who wants this application to be built, he should, if he is not a technical person, he must have given all the things, or he must have given all his requirements to the client, sorry, to the software company in the manner we have prepared it? No. Okay. So once he has given the requirements, then the business analyst people must have converted it into the technical specifications. Okay. Now once the technical specifications are being created, then a high level design would be created by your PM, or you can also say the architects, the project managers and the architects. Now over here, can you tell me that what all high level designs are required? Taking an example of transferring funds, because for pay bills, okay, let us discuss about both of them. For pay bills also, can you tell me that what should be the high level design for paying the bills? Or what you can just think of, if you think of this thing that you can pay the bills online. Anyone? Hello, yes, Kathy.
They would have to have the customer account. Say, for example, they would probably need, if they were paying their electric bill, they would probably need the account number.
No, which account number? But we are actually logged in, so we don't need any account number.
Okay.
Yes, because we are logged in into our account, so we don't need any account number over here. Yes, we would need the account number of the like if for the electric company we want to play, as we are saying.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Then yeah. But before